YouTube. It's Carrie here. Welcome to Bariatric gardening. This is going to be the first official garden tour of the season. Let's welcome 2021. This is the second carrot I harvested today. The first one I ate. This is an atomic red carrot. My carrots had very poor germination last year because it was so hot and dry. And so I had like sporadic germination here and there. I didn't really harvest anything. And so some things overwintered and now I have carrots. Oh my god, it's so good. This is a perfect carrot. Right? I'm going to show you what area of the garden this was from. Well, I suppose you could say it was a little bit undercover. It was next to an area in the bed where I put a door that had glass in it. I've since removed the glass because there was some breakage. But it sort of acted as like a solar house here. Those are sort of winter hardy lettuces planted in. Okay, so let's do a more organized tour. As I sit here, munching away. And go from one corner of the garden, sort of around. Show you my spot. This is where I usually sit. Things are a little bit in disarray right now because I'm kind of doing cleanup and arranging beds. I'll say right now, what's planted out is really just for the early spring. There's a lot of stuff that I planted today, like kale and things like that, that probably will be taken out when the warmer season stuff comes in after the cold frost is over. We have nice things today. I'm going to leave the covers off. Tomorrow night we're going down to -3. So tomorrow I'm going to be stapling my frost cloth onto the beds. Alright. Okay, so we're going to start at the far end of the yard here. This has been planted with the garlic that I grew last year. So this is red Russian. And it's starting to pop up. You can start seeing it like up here and there. Like over here. Across the bed. I think I counted 38 of them in here. And there's another 50 or close to 50 on the other side here. I've got some peas that I planted here and some more here just because I was like, let me just plant more peas, you know. I'm gonna be doing sort of like some container gardening on the porch. And then I have these two that I had last year. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to fill it or if I'm going to use that. I think that they're going to be used for when I'm going to grow up the trellis because I'm going to use that for trellising because I don't have a lot of trellising options other than the short ones that I have going for the peas. So I'm trying to figure out my options still. This over here, this is going to be changed. That won't be here. I'm going to figure out what to do with that. And then here I have the 2 pellet beds that I put in last year. I'm going to show you what the bunnies did. Hello. This is what's left of my kale. But as you see, there's like little growths popping up the side here. And if you cut it here, you can actually like get like little kalettes or like kales off of that. I did plant some cabbage here as an experiment, but I'm not really expecting it to do much. This is the second pallet bed over here, and none of that, this bed over here, also none of that sort of's been, I had to clear the fence off. There's been security issues that I was worried about, so I wanted to clear that, and also, there was some kind of spot on the leaves mid-season last year, and it hadn't really been maintained, so I wanted to cut the vine way back. So I did that. These are all the vines in the raspberry bed. This is going to be cleared. A lot of my zinnias and that kind of thing are going to be planted there. So here we are. Let me turn this around. This is bed 4. This is all stuff from last year. I didn't really do anything here. There's like some old, this is perpetual spinach chard over here. And there's like leeks, there's like leeks everywhere in the garden because I thought they were onions, and I don't know, I wanted to plant them out because I hate killing plants. So like, instead of just digging them out and tossing them, I like transplanted them all over my garden. So like there's more over here, you know. And then there's a lot more over here. I planted some onions all along here. And then along the sides here, I've got peas planted here. This is where the really good snow peas that did so well for me last year are planted. And hopefully those will do as good for me this year as they did last year. So let's go to the next row. Over here, there's like some tatsoi that's coming back, but I don't know if I'm really gonna do anything. Well, I would just let it be for now. I've got more peas. Like I said, I got peas planted like all over the garden. Anywhere that you see these trellises are peas. And this is the spinach. Spinach is actually looking really, really quite nice. You can see that. Lovely. Lovely spinach. And I put some, I don't know if they're going to do anything. I put some cabbages in here. My cabbages tend to grow really, really slow. We'll see. More leeks. And then this area here is my second area with garlic. So this is the garlic that I got from the grocery store. And there's stuff actually from 2 places. So the garlic in this bed is from, half of it is from La Coco's here in town, and they get Ontario grown garlic, and the other half of this is from 19th Avenue Farmers Market. So I bought garlic there, and of all the garlic, I like planted the biggest, best ones. And so there's about 50 over here. You know what, actually, I want to do the first row first, because like this middle row is just insane. That's the one that's been under the frost cloth like all winter long. And there is some neat stuff going on in here. So I'll just show you over here at the far end of my lawn. This is where I have the apple espalier, and I did do maintenance on it. As you can see, I trimmed the water leads. What are they called? Something like that. I did the trim. But hopefully I did it all right. And then again, at the far end of the garden, as we see, more leeks. There's leeks everywhere. And then, I don't know, I planted some Brussel Sprouts here again. I don't know if they're going to do anything. Those brassicas, I'm going to try like mid-season in August to do starts inside. I have to start them, I think, like late June. To do starts inside in order to have a crop in here for fall. So that's what I'm going to try for on that one. I have a couple of beets here that are like really gigantic and doing really well. And like beets are like, they produce seed the second year around. And I'm wondering if I should let these go to seed. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I let them go to seed? Again, more peas. And I have all different kinds. I think those ones are purple potted peas. These ones, I believe, are sugar snap peas, maybe? Those ones? No, those ones are sugar snap peas. I have pictures of them. That's how, I don't write them down in books. I just take pictures of everything when I'm planting. Over here, I had so many extra kale starts, so I put a whole bunch of them over here. The lettuce that I did in the other video is doing really, really well. One of them has no germination, and that one, there were 2 really, really old packs of mixed lettuce seed. Lettuce seed is one of those things where you want to have a seed that's at least like within a 2-year window, because like older seeds, like you just lose the germination very quickly. So revamp the kale over here. I don't know, there's some Brussels sprouts here out over the winter, so hopefully they'll do something now. And then I did plant some over here, so we'll see. And then over here I have like the kohlrabi, like from the fall. So like maybe that'll start picking up, and I'll have like a kohlrabi that's bigger than, you know, a marble. All right, this is the favorite part here, guys. So this part here has been under frost cloth. Now, there's something very special over here. As you can see, he's guarding something very special. And what is under there? I planted these last year. I got them in a trade from a friend in a local garden group. And when I saw them, I totally forgot that they were there. And I was like, what is this, like, weeds here? And I'm like, and so, okay, I'll show you. Do you see that, guys? I have a little tiny asparagus. Oh my god. And there's more. Little tiny asparagus! Yay! So the asparagus that I planted last year was super tiny. Now, asparagus is something, usually when you plant it, you plant what is sort of like the root of the asparagus. They're called asparagus crowns. And so you have to order these crowns in and bury the crowns. And that's the only way that you can sort of have them established. And like by the next season, I think you can start picking them. When you start from a seed, they're like these little tiny little ferns. I grew them once before many, many years ago when I still lived in Toronto, one of the first years that I was gardening. And I did plant them on my allotment, so who knows, maybe they established there. But these ones were from my friend Betty. And it's so exciting to see this. I am not going to be able to harvest anything for a couple of years while I let the bed establish itself. It's sort of like one of those things like rhubarb, where if you pick too much of it, it's not going to come back. It needs enough energy in order to have the plant grow and support the roots underneath so that the next spring it'll come up and have these little plant shoots come up. So it's a really, really neat plant. Very cool. It's so exciting to see that. Okay, so I think I'll just go along here. These are purple sprouting broccoli, so they should be sprouting out the sides this year, and I think I am starting to see some of the growth like that. I've got some spinach over there. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It might be broccoli, and that might be Brussel sprouts. And I think that there's some kohlrabi in there. Just random brassicas. There's some random carrots sprinkled in here, and like I'm thinking now that those carrots might actually be good, so I'm excited. Again, more leeks. You know, everywhere, leeks. This is the frisee. It's looking a little rough right now, but I think it's going to come back. Like, I have a feeling in a few weeks it's going to look very different. This is the bloody dock, so this is sort of like red vein sorrel. I like to put this in my salads. It's very, very astringent, but it's so beautiful. And I think it's like really healthy. It's full of vitamin C. Next, I have some of this lettuce sort of like still popping up all over the place. I planted some coriander here. It's looking a little rough right now, but it'll come back. This part I'm leaving open for now. I might seed it with stuff like some bok choy. And if I do that, I better do that soon. Because every day that, seed's not in the ground, it's not growing. So these are some old turnips that are sort of coming back. I'm going to see if maybe they're still harvestable, but I'll see if they'll get a little bit bigger first. And this is the Truman Hakusai cabbage, and I'm so excited to see this coming back because that is really good. I believe that's what it is. If it's spicy, then it's some kind of mustard. It could be mustard. It's quite possible. And I've got some other stuff like beets, I think, sprinkled in here, or maybe it's red vein sorrel. Looks like there's a little bit of each. And then here I've got this red mustard, and I think that was free seed from Baker Creek, if I recall correctly. I've got thyme over there that's kind of out of control. I'm gonna have to cut that back a bit. And then I'll just tell you, these onions here and here, these are the Ishikura green onions, and where I live they are perennial. And I gotta tell you, they make these huge green onions, and it is amazing. And one thing I want to show you, which is I'm really surprised, is that this has come back. So what that is bachelor button. I could tell from the plant right away. That usually does not do that in this climate. So like the climate's definitely changing. Again, more leeks everywhere. I believe that is romaine. This is like a winter lettuce. And then I have some of that really pretty speckled lettuce over here. More frisee. I have this is this beautiful Linux lettuce. Look at how gorgeous that is. So pretty. And then I did plant some fennel here. What else do I have? There's a little bit more Linux lettuce. And then this is really cool. This is called Celtuce. So you can eat the leaves like lettuce, but what you really grow this for is for the stalk. So this grows a long stalk, and when you harvest it, you chop that up and stir fry it or eat it crunchy or whatever. There's all different kinds of ways to prepare it. But this is Celtuce. As you can see, like this is, I mean, I am amazed at this. There's like a lot of food that I'm looking at here, and although it looks kind of small now, like I feel like in a couple weeks, like things are growing so fast. The last time I looked under here, it did not look quite like this. This is so beautiful, and I feel like it's like really springing back to life, and I'm so curious to see what it's going to look like in a couple weeks. But that's it so far. This is the garden tour. All right, guys, that's it. I hope everybody's doing well. Have a great week. Bye.